Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friend or Foe Esports Day 2 of the Heroic League. This is Sharogan here, and I am joined by the one and only Beanjar. Beanjar, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm not on the analyst desk, so I actually get to get excited about things, and I get to yell, which I am stoked for. And what a game to actually be starting with. So we've got Team Spear facing off against Team Sword, sister teams from Shield Esports. So just that alone for me gets me really excited because I'm really hoping these guys have scrimmed against each other a lot so they kind of know each other's ins and outs, and I'm really excited to see what they do. What about you?
I'm pretty excited, but I have a question for you. Between just the weapons themselves, what do you prefer, swords or spears?
Oh, spears, hands down. You got the reach, you got a blunt end, so you can actually hit non-lethally and a little bit easier. And there's just a lot more fanciful maneuvers you can do with a spear that, while it looks crazy and distracts your opponent, is very useful.
I'm actually the opposite. I was gonna say sword. So, actually on the right side, we actually see a Xin Zhao. No spears, actually no swords, has a spear instead. Xin Zhao actually early game. Whenever I see a Xin Zhao inside my or on the enemy team, they live in my jungle. They don't touch anywhere on the map other than that, and that's what I expect to see this game.
While that may be true, on the other side, we've got a Hecarim with a Halberd, and something like that is going to be even more devastating. You've got the speedy maneuvers. You've got a speary Rel right there, just to kind of go with the name.
Nami has a staff that's pretty much a spear.
We got a lot of long range weapons here, and we got Anivia coming out as well. So just right off the bat, I'm seeing a high speed movement comp coming out of Team Spear, looking to get that fear, the lockdown from the Rel, and the stun from Anivia. A lot of AP damage from that Blizzard is going to be really useful later on. But at the same time, Xin Zhao has got his ultimate where he's going to be able to just deflect all of that damage if they're not within a close enough range for him to actually fight back. So that's going to work out in their favor for Team Sword.
Yeah, I do agree. The Xin Zhao is going to be really early game. Like, they're going to pile through early game. But I'd say Anivia is a great pick against just that specifically, because Anivia, in my fair opinion, I would say is really, really good at just holding down the game, extending the game longer, because that wave clear is insane.
Yeah, her wave clear is absolutely insane. And then looking at the other picks and bans, so we actually banned out the Azir, Seraphine, and Volibear. So I'm wondering, with these bans we're seeing right here, I'm having a feeling that there are probably a lot of comfort picks for the opposing teams. So where these guys kind of know how each other plays, and so they know exactly how to fight back against them. So we've got a Camille and a Kai'Sa ban coming out. Obviously, they're targeting top lane and ADC based off of the picks. That's pretty fair judgment right there. I'm really hoping that we get some kind of tanky top laner out of the side of Team Spear, just because they've already got a really decent front line with Rel, but she's going to need a little bit of assistance.
I would actually say that assistance comes from Hecarim, because in this season, we've seen Hecarim been played before, but in those games, he's actually like stacked armor and magic resistance. And this is, I would say, more than enough frontline. I mean, you could never have enough frontline, but having even more damage is very nice too.
Oh, absolutely. You can honestly, it's a question of what's the better offense, defense or offense.
Meta.
Tank meta is very strong right now. We are seeing a lot of that coming out with just the new items in general. We have a first or second round pick of Kassadin coming out, which is kind of interesting. I'm wondering how exactly that's going to play out here. That is a lot of AP damage. He does have a lot of like dive in attack. So maybe he's going to be joining Xin Zhao whenever they're both going to be going in at the same time, getting a lot of damage off and then kind of bouncing out.
I would say it's actually harder to defend against AP this season specifically, but my prediction for the Kassadin is that he's a plan B. He's the backup plan, because if Anivia stalls the game out long against the Xin Zhao who wants to end it early, you're still going to have the Kassadin. So even if you lose the early game, you're still going to have a backup plan.
Yeah, and you always got to have that backup plan, kind of the secondary weapon. And we've got a Nocturne coming out here. Okay, that's kind of interesting, because we have seen Nocturne start to get flexed into the mid lane a little bit, and a Jinx coming out as well. So we might actually be that's a really squishy team on the side of Team Spear, in all honesty. I'm a little worried where that Nocturne's going to go. and it just went black on here for me, so I'm not entirely sure who the last pick is.
I think that's
for
because
Team
we're
Sword.
going into the actual game very soon. But on the side of Nocturne, because of these new builds, before he's been seen as generally assassin, like really squishy, but nowadays he's building things like Stridebreaker, like other different items that makes him a little bit beefier. And with that spell shield and like the fear, he has the utility as well. I think they have most tankiness covered. You're not going to have your standard Rammus, but it'll do its job, I think.
Yeah, it'll definitely do its game. And with that, I think we're about ready to hop onto the Rift. And away we go. Okay,
I'm so hyped.
Early game, who do you think has the bigger advantage? I'm honestly thinking that Hecarim, that Xin Zhao is definitely going to have the early dem, so Hecarim's going to have to be a little bit careful here starting off.
Agreed. Xin Zhao just carries the early game. It's just automatic early game. Just dominance everywhere. You can't duel him. Of course, you have the Nocturne, but it's a really dueling. But actually, does a Mordekaiser see him?
Okay, this is actually a kind of interesting situation. So we've got the 5-man currently moving in through Tribush on top side.
But they see him, so I guess they're going for vision or an invasion, but there's no way anyone gets caught out here.
There's no way they're gonna. He's not gonna get caught out. The only one who's actually, I think, in any real danger is the Mordekaiser, because Xin Zhao already got that deep ward down. He is backing. Oh, they might actually get the Xin Zhao here.
Oh my god!
That was so close.
Oh, I'm clenched. But
that was on the side of Tucker Spear? Factor 9, I think.
Yeah. On the side of Team Spear, though, for some reason they take 5 men into the invade, but they never got down any vision whatsoever. But on the side of Sword, they got 3 different wards at like key points in the enemy or in the enemy's jungle.
That they do, and that's actually going to be a big play in what happens here. Look at that. You got the little heartbreak emote coming out. But so we got Nocturne top. Yeah, gonna start up some spicy trades. I'm not expecting a lot to happen for Amazing Apple. No first blood's gonna go down here. But they are trading quite a lot.
Yeah, the Nocturne's gonna have that early game advantage, mainly just because he'll have that fear. While Mordekaiser will eventually have that shield that helps him out, the Corrupting Potion's just gonna last Nocturne a lot longer.
That it definitely will. Back to that point you were making, though, with those 3 wards. Hecarim's movements are going to be totally tracked by Team Sword. They're going to know exactly where he is at all times, which is the biggest advantage for Hecarim. With his high speed clear of the jungle and able to just gank lanes like crazy, if you know where he is, you completely negate that. Got a little bit of a trade right there. Oh, Nami might actually be getting caught out here. This could be first blood, but it's going to be a flash in order to escape. The Ignite does come out from Rel. So that is a summoner down on each side. Ezreal has also burned their heal. So that is actually 2-1. I'd actually say that trade went over to Team Spear.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with it. I'm thinking,
ooh, Sergeant Dai getting caught here in the jungle. That is not a place you want to be. But we got Nocturne coming down. That's going to be a flash coming out. Orphix is going to chase down Elk Milk a little bit, but they're not actually going to get any extra damage off.
I'll be real. If I was the Xin Zhao here, there's another. Oh my!
Anivia going the wrong direction and getting their resurrection taken out. They're in the danger now of actually going down. This could be first blood. They're trying to hit him, and that is first blood over to Kassadin. The fight is still going though, as right now Xin Zhao is jumping onto Orphic. Elkmilk gets another kill. That is 2 kills over to Team Sword.
Honestly, Elk Milk's. Oh no.
Oh no, the fight is not over yet because Hecarim decided, hey, Big Brain's doing the big brain plays and taking down Elk Milk.
Okay, if I was Elk Milk there, I would be tilted out of my mind. Not only do you have the top laner and mid laner in your jungle, you get a little bit of revenge, but then the Hecarim just runs you down.
That honestly, I'm kind of surprised Big Brain went for that big brain play, but that is honestly a smart one.
He has a massive brain 5-head in my.
Yeah, Big Brian with the big brain plays. My bad.
Oh, it's Brian. Oh, I always thought it was.
No, that's my dyslexia kicking in, and it is Big Brain.
Well, I could barely read as it is, so it's okay.
Hey, it's okay to be a little illiterate. Just look at Charlie.
Okay. So I'm thinking for this game, mid lane you're just gonna stall. Okay, apparently we're just gonna see. It's the opposite of what I expected. I thought Xin Zhao was gonna live in Hecarim jungle, but Hecarim is gonna live in the Xin Zhao jungle, and this is mainly just a team difference, because he's getting so much priority.
He is getting a lot of priority. Right now, top lane is pushed up pretty hard. Mid lane is about even right now. Xin Zhao looks like he's setting up vision around the Drake. They're probably looking to pick up this first dragon, which is an Infernal Drake, if I saw that image correctly. Yeah.
The Infernal Drake will be really big, the 4%. You know, it doesn't seem like much. Nowadays, it's being more attributed to the soul. So I don't think I have much.
And we got a nice trade going right here. Orphic getting a lot of damage out onto Amazing Apple.
What?
Enough that it might actually be enough to take him down, but he's going to dive under tower. That pot is going to keep him alive, but Big Brain is deciding to do the sneaky deaky play. Come around the edge.
Get dove.
Is he going to get dove? It looks like we might be seeing it. Hecarim going underneath the tower. Nocturne is taking the damage. Orphic has got to take it out. Big Brain, however, is going to take 3 tower shots and go down. That is a kill over to Amazing Apple. Way to go. That is a man functioning very well under pressure. I bet he made some pull with that.
Not very kind of the Mordekaiser.
No, it was not. You give some coal to Amazing Apple in that situation, and he's made himself some diamonds.
Yeah, Orphic played that as well as he could, but the Hecarim just kind of got danced around, just in circles and circles. Because the Hecarim, just couldn't get through the tower. But the Orphic, if you look closely, was actually tanking tower shots, which is what you're supposed to do. You just tank as much as you can if you can't directly hit them and let your jungler do the work.
That is true. And one of the things, I think if we went back and looked at the replay, I'm pretty sure they actually misclicked and hit the tower or a minion instead of Mordekaiser in that fight. And so Amazing Apple was able to avoid taking some damage. Big Brain right here getting caught out a little bit as we've already got a level 6 Kassadin jumping right on top of him. Big Brain was trying to knock him back into Ori, but it wasn't quite able to get him far enough to get that stun off.
I would have actually taken that fight, not directly into the 3v1, but if Kassadin's able to stall out long enough, like Big Brain, because he's so active, isn't getting very many levels. Kassadin's level 6 right now, and we're starting to see very active junglers getting objectives, getting these ganks off, but if they're going to starve themselves by not getting any of the CS, it's not going to be very pretty for them later.
It is not, and we've got yet another gank from the Nocturne into mid lane, trying to take out Kassadin. Kassadin has to burn flash. Aquapair is not able to just use the Kassadin ultimate to escape right there. And I do want to point out that during all of that, the Infernal Drake did go over to the side of Team Sword. It is a 3-1 lead right now with that 1k gold difference. It's still a very close game, and we've still got a little bit of that horizontal jungling going, or vertical jungling going on right now. So it does look like Hecarim is still living on that top side. So Amazing Apple's having to play pretty under pressure right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Yet another spicy fight. Orphic is actually a level down. This is a fight Amazing Apple definitely wants and is easily able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, the Mordekaiser. I mean, I would say Nocturne's pretty good at his dueling, but now that Mordekaiser has this, has the Bramble Vest, I don't think the Nocturne really has a chance to come back into the game unless he were to possibly rotate with his ultimate, which he tried before, but isn't so far working out.
It is not. That Bramble Vest is doing a lot of work because Nocturne is still very auto attack reliant, like a Fiora. So you build a Bramble Vest, you're just negating a huge amount of that damage.
Yeah, the Bramble Vest, as we talked about actually yesterday, that anti-healing is going to be huge. You don't see massive healing, but the Hecarim has natural healing, and Nocturne has natural healing in his passive. Like, healing this season is always big.
We've got a little bit of a contention going on here at Rift Herald. That was a nice jump in by Rel. That is going to be 2 kills going over to the side of Team Spear. Ori able to pick it up.
What?
Kassadin trying to jump in here and steal that Rift Herald.
Wait, did he get it?
Don't think he did. Wasn't quite able to do it. That was a really nice play, jumping in, trying to get out, and then having to ult out. That was really well done by the side of Team Spear. They saw that Sword was on the Rift Herald, and they were able to come in, contest it. They caught 2 of them out. 2 easy kills over to the side of Team Spear.
Yeah, this is a very confident Kassadin. I thought he was crazy for a minute there until I realized that champion has a million dashes.
He really does have a million dashes, but if you look at the way that was played, it was so clean and so smooth. So even though he wasn't quite able to steal it, you could just see how calm he was under pressure right there. And that, I think, is just, there's something about this gameplay that we're seeing here between these 2 teams. There is such confidence that it's just bleeding through right now. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing.
I'm definitely like these two teams. I would assume if they're sister teams have definitely played each other in the past, so they know each other's moves. Oh, there might be a
Yeah, and it looks
comeback.
like we got a little bit of fight. Elk Milk and Aquapair both can easily take down this Orphic, but he's just able to barely get out. Anivia, Sergeant Diddle is coming over to try and help, putting down the Blizzard in order to block most of that.
Ooh.
But right there, that is a nice dive by Xin Zhao. That is Xin Zhao going to go down, however, at the same time to Sergeant Diddle. Sergeant Diddle and Ori are both trying to regain some momentum. That is a good jump, but it just barely misses. It's going to be an easy escape for Aquapair.
Yeah, I mean, most of these kills are actually going to the Xin Zhao, and by this point, it's starting to come to I'd say a point where Xin Zhao is starting to not be useful. You want to get those kills onto the Kassadin, because if your plan A is starting to fail, you've lost the early Herald, you still have the Dragon, but the Dragons are more towards your late game advantage, and you want that Kassadin ahead eventually.
You do want to get that cast in hand. You need to get him all that damage. I have a feeling that he's got this lane in the bag, though. Sergeant Diddle's able to play a little bit more aggressively because they still have their resurrection. But at the same time, Ignivia is not going to be able to do too much. That was a nice stun. Going to get a little bit of damage out with the Blizzard.
Yeah.
See,
Oh.
I was just going to point out, Anivia's wave clear is just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's going to stall out the game for years.
It really will. Right now, it looks like we got a little bit of a dive. That is going to be a nice timing. Kassadin has already teleported and is not going to be able to get out. Going to tank a tower shot and some damage from Sergeant Diddle, and is going to go down.
I think at that point...
Aquapair is going to go down to Sergeant Diddle. My bad.
Yeah. At that point, you probably could have, you know, counted your losses and tried to pop the Ignivia for the next fight. But I think that kill actually just means that Team Spirit goes for the Dragon here.
Oh, yeah. They're totally set up for the Drake right now. Rel is currently on the back line, zoning off the Xin Zhao. They've got a great war line. They know anybody who's coming up. This is going to be an easy Ocean Drake.
Yeah, they seem to be crumbling under pressure, but on the side of Team Sword, they've doubled down on the late game. Like, you see the Ezreal with the... Oh, no.
Ooh, I love this. They knew that Xin Zhao went into the jungle instead of trying to contest the Dragon, and they're able to catch him out, and that is going to be an easy kill.
Yeah, I was saying there was great vision on the side of Team Sword, but that vision into the Xin Zhao's jungle was just amazing.
No, that definitely was. Like, they knew exactly where he was and how to eliminate him, and that was just beautiful.
Yeah. Wait, is that from you? I'm hearing some feedback.
I'm hearing some clicks, too. I'm not entirely sure if it's from my end or what just yet.
I have no idea, but we'll figure it out later. Anyways, I'm seeing from these two teams, the Ezreal is doubling down on that late game presence. You know, the standard Ezreal build is to build the tier, the Essence Reaver, and the, I think, Muramana. So
yes,
that's
the Muramana Essence Reaver is a viable build. It is a very viable and effective build on Ezreal, greater than 75% built by pro plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Essence Reaver just makes it entirely. That item is not busted, but really strong nowadays.
The synergy is fantastic. Okay, I really like putting down the Rift Herald in the back end of the lane. It gives them time to clear out the wards at the same time as pressure Aquapair and probably try and get a kill off. I have a feeling that Big Brain's going to try and dive in the back line, push him out from under tower, but it looks like they're not going to do that. They're just focusing on getting the tower plates, getting it all over to Anivia by having Hecarim back off out of lane. That
Actually,
was very well done.
The gold, actually, because I played as jungle with the Herald for a few times. You don't actually have to even be in the lane. Whatever gold that the Herald would have get actually just goes to you, killing minions, getting the tower plating. So, I mean, it goes to the Hecarim, but him being the main tank wouldn't be so bad for that.
It really wouldn't. And right now we do actually see that there's a shutdown on both Anivia and Hecarim. They're kind of like the top-ish players right now. Doing a very, very good job.
Yeah,
Xin Zhao going back to his jungle.
Definitely agreed. If there's anyone you want to have those bounties on, it's gonna be your tank. He's never gonna die, and the person who has a revive. Like, that's just the safest way to get your bounties safe.
That is honestly the scariest thing about Anivia is you have to kill her twice. So Sergeant Diddle is definitely be someone to watch out for. That was a nice ultimate by Orphic trying to get in onto this Mordekaiser. They're not doing a terribly large amount of damage, so they've got to bring in the Hecarim now. There he goes. That's the health getting chunked away. The shield is ready. He's in the death realm right now fighting the Anivia, I think. I can't really tell.
Oh,
no, he was fighting Orphic, and that is a taken down. Just as he comes back from the death realm, he goes and dies himself.
Yeah, I saw the Anivia just pulling back a little bit, like, because the Nocturne didn't want to get ulted himself. The ideal person to get ulted there is Hecarim. Of course, you can't determine that, but if Anivia walked a little closer, you have Ignivia to, you know, defend yourself still.
That you do. I have a feeling that it's like it was just a little hard to read, but that was really well done by Amazing Apple, picking up the target that he was able to kill pretty easily.
Yeah, this late game scaling is starting to show up. Oh.
We got Caston trying to sneak his way down, but he got caught out, and so they knew where he was.
He just dash, or actually, like, not blinks. My bad.
It's like, I have made a mistake. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, he teleports away. Nothing personal, kid.
Pretty much. Xin Zhao, Elk Milk right now is in the top river. He's clearing out some wards, getting rid of some of that vision from Team Spear.
Yeah, on the side of vision, I would say Nocturne's is actually just subpar. You know, my vision personally is not amazing, but having 2 stacked wards is never good. Actually, might be placing a ward right now. Thank you, yay! But yeah, having 2 stacked wards just means your vision, and you know, you're wasting vision basically. So the fact that he's actually placing it down now is very comforting. Or it just gets taken down.
It's just going to get taken down right away, and that's going to be more vision score over to the side of Team Sword. Obviously, the Xin Zhao was looking for a gank there. Wasn't quite able to get it, and you've got already Hecarim is peeking at the... might be trying to go top lane, but he might just be clearing out this mid lane. Yeah. Oh, no, he's going in on the Kassadin, it looks like. We got a fight going on in the bot lane right now as Linsanity is not quite able to take down Fix Your Far. Oh, that was a good dodge by Ezreal.
He flashed. He had to use his flash rip. I don't think he actually needed to flash rip. He seemed a bit out of the way.
A little bit. In the meantime, in the top lane, we've gotten more trades going back and forth between Amazing Apple and Orphic. That's kind of a foregone conclusion. I feel like Nocturne cannot fight this Mordekaiser on their own, and so Orphic's got to make sure that he's just backing off, unless the Mordekaiser's somehow really low and let himself stay in lane.
Yeah, with the Death Realm, like even 3v1 earlier, the Nocturne could just not fight him. Right now, you're just waiting until the Nocturne can do.
That's right. All right, Kassadin having to ult, and that is the Anivia wall actually blocking the Hecarim, keeping him from getting in. But we got a TP coming in from Mordekaiser right now, so this is turning on to a full 4-on-2 fight. In the meantime, though, that was not what Mordekaiser wanted to do. He realm warped in the Rel, which is probably the best decision he could have made. He's waiting now. As soon as he comes out, and there's a flash, but it's going to be a dash over the wall by Orphic. Orphic trying to get some revenge and get some kills. Aqua Pair in the meantime is going in on that as well, but that's some nice healing, keeping him alive just a little bit. And Aqua Pair is able to pick it up and not die himself. That was very well done.
It's a great save from Elk Milk right there.
It was, but they're at great risk right now of getting taken down by a dive. Look at that. Fix your far.
Yeah, I think that was just mostly a numbers advantage. Like, with the Nocturne ultimate, you actually have the option of not taking teleport into this game, but teleport just means more map control. It was actually, I remember a 2v1 into a 3v4 by the end of it.
Aqua Pair almost completely taken down by a Linsanity E. That Zap Blast is just no joke.
It makes me scared, that Zap Blast. I think there was actually a time when you'd max it, and then you just take massive poke in lane.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing I do want to point out right now, Linsanity is currently dealing so much damage. They're already got their Kraken Slayer, and they have just been cleaning up these wards. They're already 145 CS, putting them just slightly above Ezreal. But it's just, we haven't really been focusing on them too much because the bot lane has just been so unlocked. Rel's been roaming a lot. Even though it's only 1 assist on the side of Rel, she's 4 assists, sorry, on the side of Rel. Ori's just been putting in work across the map.
Yeah, the Jinx is really good here, but I actually got to put my money onto the Ezreal just because I'm thinking he's still doubling down on this late game. He doesn't have the Merm mana. He's going to eventually stack up to be so insane that I think his damage is going to take over the entire game.
Right, now we got another fight going on in the top lane. Ori diving on top of the Mordekaiser, using the magnetic pool, getting him in. That is a 4-on-1, just absolute shutdown on that Mordekaiser.
Yeah, they actually did the rotation. Oh.
Yep, Orphic in the meantime has decided this Nami needs to go down and getting himself some sushi, gonna take her out. Fix Your Far is gonna take a lot of damage from the Nocturne, but I don't think they're gonna go down either.
Ooh, there's a Jinx rocket. Almost hit its mark, but so far none of them have actually hit, I think.
They have not, but they've all been either across the map misses, which I'm totally okay with, or dodged by flashes. Oh, look at that. That was a beautiful Hecarim dive. And that is just a Xin Zhao getting Xin out.
That was a good Anivia wall. I mean, regardless, 4v1, I think you just gotta cut your losses, get rid of the turret, just run away, wait for your Ezreal. But at this point, Team Spear is playing it so fast and so well that you don't really have the time to stall it towards late game, because you don't have that clear now.
Yeah, and you know, we didn't actually like do predictions at the beginning of this game, and I'm not just saying this because they're currently ahead, but my money was totally on Team Spear.
Okay, my money was on Team Sword, mainly because they're swords and I like swords better, but that's
oh, look
beside
at
the
this
point.
poor Aqua Pair getting caught out. He
Ooh.
might go down, but it's a little unlikely. Okay, so there he goes. I had a feeling he had another Realm Warp in him, but not quite enough.
3 more dashes, or
3 more
blinks
dashes
hidden inside his pocket.
Yeah, three or 4 more blinks just kind of sitting in his pocket. He decided not to use this time.
Yeah, I know. I'm you know, being pretty hard on him because the champion is. But with a farm of 173, like the highest in the game so far, he's playing pretty well. Like he knows what his game goals are.
He really is, and if you notice that every time he gets taken down, it's at least a 3-on-1. Like
Oh, yeah,
it's either a 2 or a 3-on-1. So he's never like getting taken down solo.
Oh, might actually being engaged there, but I think they actually saw him with the Nocturne. Nocturne actually had vision onto that pink ward and decided to cut his losses because going in that far, like champions like Nocturne, Rengar, just your general assassins could pick off side lanes, but the side lanes most of the time are actually waiting for you in these organized team plays. Like, yes, please try and pick me off so I can kill you after.
So one thing I do want to point out is both of these teams have been playing it so well, and look at this fight going on right here. Orphic thought he could go in and get himself a little bit of an easy kill on the Elk Milk, but he was not able to. They knew he was coming, but in the meantime, that play bot side means they're going to try and go for Baron.
Oh yeah, the Baron going over to Team Spear.
They know that they're on it. Team Sword knows, and so they're just trying to sneak around here. Amazing Apple's getting caught a little bit. I think that was an early ult by Ori, though. We're probably going to need that for the team fight that's coming up here. Amazing Apple taking a lot of damage from the Baron. In the meantime, they're still focusing. That is a stolen Baron Dasher. Way to go, Aqua Pair. Diving in there, getting that kill, and that is going to be Amazing Apple taking down Elfmid, getting slain Ori. Elfmid getting himself another kill. They're going to go on to Sergeant Diddle, get that egg taken down, but Elfmid's going to fall. Aqua Pair, in the meantime, that's going to be an Egg Nivea cracked, and that is a huge win for Team Sword.
Gets my honor for that steal. But I was thinking on the side of Mordekaiser, you know, if you silence or if you stun your enemy jungler.
Orphic is getting himself caught out. That is a 4-on-1. You've done this to Amazing Apple, and Amazing Apple's just like, I've had enough.
That's gotta hurt. But yeah, I was saying that Mordekaiser, probably the best thing you can do to prevent the enemy jungler smiting is ult the enemy jungler, because that's like not even giving them the option to smite it would probably mean that your team gets to steal the dragon a lot easier.
That is exactly it right now. So that is going to be an inhibitor turret down in the mid lane. Team Sword has definitely started to turn this game around. That Baron buff is going to be absolutely massive for them.
Yeah, I'm actually more focused eventually on this Dragon Soul because it seems to be actually, you know what I was mentioning before of the Ezreal damage, it's actually starting to stack up. Like
Ori diving in, getting on the other side of that. They're able to follow the Aqua Pair over the wall, but that is not where they want to be because Ori does not have enough health to survive that. Look at that Xin Zhao coming and getting the clean up. Big Brain is not using his brain right now and is taking a lot more damage than he needs to. That is going to be a started Drake, and this is going to be an easy Drake for Team Sword if they play this right.
You'd have to be. They have
the fight's still going. There's the Nocturne trying to go in for the steal, but it's just not going to be enough. This team fight is way too late. They needed to engage way earlier, and that is going to be Elfmid getting yet another kill, taking down Orphic.
I think that was just miscommunication. Like, there's no reason to actually go in for that unless your jungler wants to, because he's the only one that actually.
That's right, and I don't mean to keep talking over you. There was another fight breaking out there, but obviously didn't play out the way I thought it was going to. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. We need the fights to be casted, and that's pretty important. I'm thinking at the side of this, side lanes are going to be your best friend. You still have the tier 1s on each end lane, so splitting up and just covering that's going to be really big, because Anivia's main focus is to kill all the minions if you decide to focus everything in one lane.
Yeah. In the meantime, Amazing Apple's just using his mace, just kind of battering ram this bot turret down that's still standing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's gone. He could actually, without vision, that he actually needs to set up with those pink swords he has, but maybe it seems that they're trying to create a rotation for everyone going top, but as long as Mordekaiser has teleport, I think he should continue going down bottom. I don't know what he's doing right now, maybe waiting for gold. It actually seems he's going... Oh, he's going bottom. Okay. So he's gonna meet up with the Nocturne. Nocturne, has a lot more map roaming potential, but at a score of 3-8, he's gonna need some help doing that.
Blue team's turret has
He
been
definitely is
destroyed.
going to need some help with that Mordekaiser whenever they actually meet up. I have a feeling he's just going to take out the minions and then go back to base if he's smart and plays this right. Orphic, you know what you got to do.
Yeah, Amazing Apples is kind of a beast. He'd probably solo most, if not all, of the enemy champions so far. Actually, Anivia is actually a pretty big counter. Just champions that can avoid being targeted. Eventually, Anivia is going to get that stopwatch, and it's just going to be a rough time just to kill her because she's such a big team fight, or presence in team fights.
That it is. And if I were Team Sword right now, what I would be doing is I'd be hard pressuring these side lanes because you've already got that mid inhibitor turret down. Because if you can force we got a fight going on right here as Orphic gets caught out yet again, knocked up, bubbled. There's nowhere he's able to go as yet another kill goes over to Elk Milk.
That's
was just
massive damage.
There was so much CC right there, he didn't even have a chance to react.
Yeah, I think that's the Essence Reaver, really.
It really
insane.
There's a lot of damage coming out right now. Wait, was Ezreal involved in that fight?
No, it was just.
Oh, Xin Zhao has Essence Reaver. My bad.
Yeah.
Look at that Aqua Pair getting caught out just a little bit. His blink did not quite go the distance that he needed it to. So what I was gonna say is that, like, before this fight breaks out, is if I was Team Sword, I would pressure the side lane so that mid inhibitor turret or mid inhibitor just goes down to minions. Like, that should be my goal. Is basically force them to the other lane so that minions are just doing all the work for us.
Yeah, definitely agreed. If you have your Anivia just, press R on one of the lanes, then that's just farming gold for, like, actually really efficiently. I mean, having the inhibitor down isn't all that great because of the pressure, but the gold it gives you is still a good option and is pretty nice for team Spear.
Yeah. Now, if we look at the timers right now, we don't have Drake up for another minute and a half, a little bit more than. Same thing with Baron, not up for another minute. If I were Team Spear, we would basically be setting up Vision right now. So, got to make sure that we don't fail to contest this next Baron that comes up.
Yeah, on the side of Vision game, I'm seeing Nocturne's Vision slightly lackluster than what it should be, half his enemy opponent score, but that's mostly attributed to, like, he is in a more rough position.
He was getting pressured all the time. Like,
Yeah.
After a while, Mordekaiser was able to just start pressuring him, keeping him from warding that river bush, keeping him from clearing that river bush, and so basically made it really hard for him to he just had to assume that there was going to be a ward there, and Mordekaiser would always know when he's getting ganked, but you would still gank anyway.
Yeah, Sword Division is actually, as we established from the start, it's always been pretty good. Like, at the very beginning, 3 wards planted down, like, as opposed to 0. Like, they have this pretty locked down, but it seems like they might be giving up Dragon in favor of Baron. Because of the timers, they might be able to rush down Baron and then get to Dragon, but the HPO Dragon makes that
Oh,
difficult
this
as well.
is interesting. I'm not entirely sure if they know where everybody is, so it looks like Team Spear thought that they were going to go for the Drake, not the Baron. So they're late coming to this Baron contest. And there's going to be plenty of vision on the side of Team Sword. They're going to know when all this is coming. We got an Ezreal coming out. This Baron's going down so quickly. There's just nothing they can do to fight back against it, and that is an easy Baron over to Team Sword.
20 seconds on the Dragon, so now that you've given up the Baron, you can't even contest the Dragon at this point. And I mean, they might lose. You need some kind of Hail Mary.
Oh, no, this is the perfect time to contest. You got to make sure that they have no vision over here. So right now, Team Sword is walking the same situation Spear was. Oh, that is a missed stun. That is going to be devastating right there. Look at that. That was a beautiful ult by Rel. Nice magnetic pull. Nice dive. That is going to be an absolute dumpster onto Team Sword as the reach from Team Spear just goes through the Sword's defenses.
Yeah, you're right. That setup was awesome.
Like, that was what I was waiting for. And I think that this fight, let's just look at this again. They're going to stack up in this bush right here. Ori's going to kind of set off to the side.
Yeah, the heck.
Right now, Sword has no idea where Team Spear is. They know that they're clearing vision. We're going to get a missed Anivia stun right there. That's going to be a nice slow. Rel just dives in, tanking it out. We get let it pull. Oh my gosh, the beauty on that fight is just amazing.
It was good, but I feel like if you see the Mordekaiser ult, he ulted all the way in the bot lane because Team Spear did not have. No, Team Sword did not have the vision to actually get him a teleport in the middle of that fight.
Exactly. That is why it is so important to have deep wards and to, like, basically if you're going to set it for one objective, you have to know they're going to be at the other one. That is an easy Drake over to Team Spear.
Yeah, really at the end of the day, you want your tankiest person, the person that's not going to die to face check, and that was just, pretty unfortunate on the side of Team Sword. Just how they played
Yeah.
that.
On the side of Team Sword, they don't really have a tanky person to base check other than Mordekaiser. So the fact that he had to TP all the way to bot lane just didn't work out. So now that they have basically eliminated the Baron bonus, that Baron buff is essentially gone at this point and is a moot point. It was an objective that was taken and is now only worth gold. I think the only one who still has it is Ezreal. You essentially just need to worry about pushing these lanes back out, and you can fight once again.
Yeah, like we've seen what they can do on the side. This game actually seems really even. Like individually, you have massive damage dealers like Ezreal, and you have the Mordekaiser to tank. But if the team fight goes well enough, Team Spirit could definitely take it. I'm impressed by both of these teams, honestly.
All right, you saw that 4-diamond caution ping. That was letting Nocturne know, hey, you might want to take that fight, but we do suggest you do not because it's more than just one person.
Yeah, honestly, the Nocturne might have fallen for, you know, that bait. You shove an Ezreal in the middle of the side lane, and then you get the Xin Zhao, just help from others just to poke him down.
It was actually the Mordekaiser. It looks like I'm losing power here. I don't know if you can still hear me.
Oh, no. I mean, you're kind of... You're good. You're good. You cut out for a second here. You're good. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that yet once again, I don't know what's up with my power right now. I'm guessing maybe they're doing some work because of the wind. Wind better not knock over the power cable until this fight is over, for the love of God, please.
It's windy.
It's yeah, that's my only guesstimate.
Okay, so I'm seeing from this side, like, it's dead even. It's just who gets more gold and who gets a better team fight setup. On the side of Sword, they're actually focusing down towers. They're getting work done. You might still want... Actually, you don't have a teleport, so you're forced to do this. You need your Mordekaiser to engage for you.
Yes, they need the Mordekaiser to engage. We've got Aquapair right there taking a lot of damage from the Blizzard. They're trying to zone him off this tower. They don't quite have enough to do it, though. That is a nice stun onto Amazing Apple coming out from Sergeant Diddle.
Yeah, I'm expecting a team fight, or maybe just both teams back up. I'm expecting a team fight, though. But with Mordekaiser at half HP already, that's not very safe.
It really isn't. I have a feeling that the only way a fight's going to happen is if somebody gets caught out, because these two teams, they're basically just stancing off against each other. It's kind of like the Sherlock Holmes Moriarty fight, where they're just playing the fight out in their heads, and unbeknownst to the viewers, we're just watching these two men stare at each other intently, deep into each other's eyes with this almost lustful gaze.
Oh, it seems both that way.
But so as that fight's playing out, they knew what every other person was going to do. This is like we've mentioned it multiple times already, but it is very clear these two teams know how the other one fights, and they're kind of like just pushing the envelope as far as they can before the fight actually breaks out and trying to see who's going to... So they kind of have a general idea of who's going to win.
Yeah, I'm saying from the side of let's say, actually no, I'm interested in this because they're both not doing too much so far. It's at this late game point where you want your Caston just got 16 or has had 16 for a little while, and it's at this point where like, oh, just one team fight could probably end it all. Who knows?
Yeah. So we've got over there, Caston is currently kind of hanging out over by the Krugs. His spell shield is up, so that means he's going to be able to avoid the initial CC that comes out. I don't know if they're going to... He's going to go in on this Orphic right here, but he's dealing, like, no damage. That's kind of surprising. I guess he just kind of tried to scare him off the lane.
I think the spell shield probably just saved him from the ult damage. Aside from that, all he gets is another lustful gaze.
That's very true. Amazing Apple. Look at this. We've got a nice setup right here. In their natural habitat, Team Sword is just waiting in the shadows. Big Brain, they know that they're there. They're trying to catch Elk Milk out. Elk Milk is trying to lead them back into the bait, but they're not taking it.
I swear at late game, like the one thing that'll, you know, if you don't have the vision, the best thing to do, or not the best thing, the most common, oh wait.
Oh, look at this right here. We got Orphic getting, they're going in on him, able to do a lot of damage. He goes gold in order to try and stay alive, but he's got 4 mana on him. That is a nice rel dive, getting a huge magnetic pull. Look at all this damage coming out. The Ezreal ult coming in from across the map doing a lot, but it's not going to be enough, as I think this fight's going to go over to the side of Team Spear. They're just going to get completely shred through Team Sword. Mordekaiser is dealing a lot of damage. He's tanking a lot. Hecker and Big Brain does not go down. Ori and Sergeant Diddle are both trying to do the work, but they just are not quite able to take him out either. That is going to be a 2-for-2 fight.
That would have been the entire game done if the Ezreal trusted the Mordekaiser.
Oh, that was a nice stun in the Blizzard, but the Nami heals keep him alive.
Yeah, the fight started a little bit too early, like the Ezreal just wasn't in range, but he got there eventually. They were committed onto the Mordekaiser, and Mordekaiser himself, absurdly tanky at this point in the game. Like
Yeah.
you're not killing him that easy, and you had more than enough tank to possibly actually end it through. But now you don't have a smite, and now you have to worry
They
about
don't,
Hecarim.
and they're trying to go for this Drake right now. They have no vision of it, so they're kind of worried about going in on it. I
Ooh.
feel like they should have taken the chance and stolen that soul.
You definitely had the chance. Like the Hecarim didn't have ult or and couldn't really get in over the wall, so maybe there's just a small chance. Hecarim, if he doesn't get it, he dies, and then that's Baron. So I think they're just kind of saving it for later. You know, saving your chances for later.
That's right. And so right now we've got Nocturne in the bot lane. He's going to get himself some extra minion. He does have TP, so he'll be joining this fight that's about to occur over by the Baron pit. We got Xin Zhao going, or Ezreal getting that red buff. They're all just kind of prepping for it. And you know that there's going to be a huge fight that breaks out here. This could be it.
This, with the
if Sword
memes
wins
and-
this, they can push and win.
Okay, if Spirit doesn't, what's your money on right now? I'm just curious.
Sorry?
Sword or Spear?
Sword can win this right here. If they win this next team fight that comes up and they take the Baron, that is an easy push in, take out the mid inhibitor. They'll get themselves at least another tower, probably top, because they're just shredding this Baron right here.
Yeah, I agree.
Team Spear has to contest this. We got Nocturne TPing in. That was a Nami ult that's only going to hit one target. That is Hecarim diving in onto 4 of them, getting a lot of damage right there. Xin Zhao is blocking a lot of the extra damage coming from Baron, though, and they're able to stay alive. Just look at that, the shred that's coming out from the side of Team Sword. There is no way that Team Spear can possibly fight against that.
That's just the Ezreal damage, man. And
that could be game. They may just forego Baron altogether and just go straight for the minions, push and win.
Well, in about 30 minutes or 30 seconds, I mean, with the Ezreal damage possibly. Oh no, you have a top side. I think this might be game, yeah.
Yeah, this could very easily be game. So they're going to go for the top turret, try and get that in the inhibitor just so that they can get themselves some extra cushion. But I think that if they really want to push it right here, they can totally get this win. So right here, we're going to take the 2 inhibitors down.
12 seconds, 10 seconds on it. Yeah, no. This should be just a clean cut one.
Exactly. Good. That's first turret, Nexus turret down. Got a Rel is the only one who's here trying to do what she can, but unfortunately, Ori does not have anything, and that is going to be an easy win. Clean for Team Sword.
I don't know. I like to point out the spam of dance from the Caston at the very end of the game. That was pretty nice.
He knew what was up, and he knew it was like, hey, you want me? Come and get me. Do. But obviously nothing we do. All right, so we're going to be looking at these damage charts. That Mordekaiser was putting in work. Honestly, I didn't quite catch all of the bounties, but there was one on Mordekaiser, Xin Zhao, and I think there was one on Ezreal as well. All of them were in the upwards of 600.
Yeah, Ezreal definitely never died.
Towards the end of that game, Team Sword just completely came out on top. Like they just cleaned it up.
That is massive, Xin Zhao. I never thought, I had no idea Xin Zhao would actually dish out that much damage. I thought the Ezreal was gonna beat everyone by far in terms of damage, but I'm pretty surprised about the performance from Xin Zhao this game, or Elk Milk specifically.
Yeah, Elk Milk was doing absolutely phenomenal, taking advantage of the vertical jungling because of the fact that he was unable to go topside and just focusing on Hecarim's bot side. He was able to basically make up whatever deficit he was having to deal with right there. And then with that, you look at the side of top, look at the damage that Hecarim was putting out. He was doing a lot of burst, but he just overall, in comparison, it's practically nothing.
Yeah.
The only one he did more than was the supports.
Unfortunate. I mean, someone has to be last, or actually not last, but is still generally across damage dealers. I guess he decided to go for a more tanky kind of style, and it's not so bad.
It wasn't too bad. Honestly, though, I think it was a great back and forth. And you were obviously seeing this was basically like a chess match. Like that was one of the things I think was most entertaining about this. Was just how much of a back and forth it was. But other than that, it was very clearly in Sword's hands towards the end. That early game was Spear had an opportunity, but they just let it slip through their fingers.
I mean, I'd say is a really fun. You know what? This is probably one of the more interesting games I've seen this season. It's only the second day in season, so if this is that interesting, I'm pretty excited for what comes next.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so looking forward to seeing what these guys do. All right, I think we're about ready to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Stick around.